What's good, YouTube? Justin Righteous here. I like to yap on world topics, but I don't just yap, okay? I dissect, I break down content, I share my own experiences, real lessons from my own life. I point out what actually works, and I call out misinformation, okay? I noticed that in my videos when I say that I like to yap on world topics, it kind of downplays what I actually do. Because I actually give out useful information. That's what I do when I make these reaction videos. I read between the lines of reality. I read between the lines. I go underneath the surface and we go right down the iceberg. Okay, so I'm back with another reaction video. We have Apple products are a ripoff. I mean, I got the Apples. I got the iPhone. I got the AirPods. I don't have a MacBook though. I have a Windows laptop. I used to be Android. I used to play around with Android back in my high school days. And then I got an iPhone 6. And then I never went back to Android. But I still have immense love for Android. Okay, so let's see what he has to say. Let's get straight into the video.
Apple products. Apple is one of the largest companies in the world, being worth almost $3.5 trillion. Thankfully, Apple makes these products as well as several others.
They're like
for
second.
A really cheap
they're like second or
price,
third.
Is what I would say if they were
richest
not
companies
charging
in the world.
$25 for a polishing cloth, bro. For real? For the most part, Apple.
Oh, is he gonna go there? Is he gonna go onto the ridiculously priced accessories that Apple sells that have almost no use? This is gonna be a good one.
Apple products are held to a relatively high standard, which, I mean, is expected because you're paying an insane amount of money for the majority of their products. Bro, I just bought a MacBook that's almost 4 years old, and yet I still paid over $1,000 for it. I feel like I need to clarify that I'm not just some salty Android user that always clowns on Apple for absolutely no reason. That is not me. I myself am an Apple user. I have a MacBook, I have an iPhone, I have AirPods, so I feel that I am well within my rights and I am well versed enough to actually complain about Apple for 8 minutes. But without further ado,
he is.
Run.
But I will say that, I mean, if he's never had an Android, then how can he really know what Apple, you know what I mean? Like, how can he really know the difference? I mean, I've seen both sides. I've been on both sides. I've seen both sides of the coin. So am I qualified to speak on this topic? We'll see.
Run the intro.
Why I hate Apple.
Oh my goodness, don't even get me yapping about these prices,
that
bro. Here on the internet, a lot of people like to drag and dogpile on top of Apple due to their extremely high price tags for products that you can just get from other sources. For starters, let's talk about the iPhone prices. When iPhone first came out in 2007, I kind of understand why it would be so expensive because, you know, it was one of the most innovative products.
It was revolutionary.
But come on,
no,
Apple,
we had never seen anything like that before. We had never played around with a phone that had a touch screen. You could listen to music, everything. Like, the closest we came to that was like a PSP. You know what I mean? The closest we came to a media device that could like play games, could watch movies, watch a video, call other people. You know, you had Skype on the PSP, right? That was the closest we came. And then the iPhone came out, touchscreen, clean, beautiful, the future. Like, we didn't even really know we was in the future that much. We knew it was crazy, but that was different, bro. I was 9. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Let it go, bro. You can't hold that price tag. That was almost 20 years ago. Like, come on, bro. Tell me why the iPhone 16 Pro Max is over a band. With that money, I can buy a game.
Phones have been over a band since ever. And that's in USD. I mean, in Canadian, that's like $1,500. Phones have been over $1,000 since like 2018, 17. The iPhones, you know, the pro versions. But it is very expensive. It has always been very expensive. Is the price justifiable? When you compare it to the manufacturing costs and things like that, no, it's probably not justifiable. But when you compare it to its actual use case, like its usefulness, It might be comparable.
Gaming PC. I can buy a used car. Like, come on, bro. Buying a brand new iPhone in today's day and age is insane. I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max that I bought for $400 off of Facebook Marketplace. Bro, I ain't paying full price for this thing. I feel it's necessary
you
that
should
we
never
talk about
pay full
other
price
products
for an
that they've
iPhone.
released, like the Apple Vision Pro, which, by the way, is just an objectively worse version of the Meta Quest. At launch, costed over $3,500. Why would you buy a VR headset that costs the same amount as a used Honda Civic when you can just buy a Meta Quest for literally 10% of the price? Now listen, I'm not somebody who wants to suck on Zuck. Yo, pause.
Whoa.
But like, can we as a society just admit that the Apple Vision Pro was just a giant money laundering scheme? Because bro, it is well known that
Money laundering? Wait, let me let him finish.
the quality of this product just sucked.
I mean, I didn't use it. It looks pretty cool though. Did the quality suck? I didn't hear anyone say that. The Apple Vision Pro had stuff that like no other VR headset has. Connected to your phone. It's basically like a VR laptop. Your VR phone is like, I think it's very far in the future that people will really be using, something like that. But, well, maybe near future, but still, like, I wouldn't say it was bad quality.
Amount of times I would go on the
Apple
subway
doesn't
in
really
New
do
York
anything
and
that's
see
bad
people
quality.
wearing these Apple Vision Pro
He lives in
scuba
New York.
goggle looking things. It's absolutely ridiculous. Also, little side tangent, if you're that rich that you can afford those things,
Why are you on the subway?
Why on earth are you taking the subway? That smells like pee.
That is a
Perhaps
really
I
good
am being a
question.
little unfair though. It's not like Apple doesn't have any good products. Like I did mention,
Apple
I do
has the
really
best
like
products.
my iPhone. I also have a MacBook.
Apple has the best products of every company. Let's be real. Come on, guys. When it comes to tech, Apple has the best phone. I'm not here to throw propaganda out there. I know that Android is way more customizable, way more, like you could go in depth. You could really, it's better for for developing apps, because it has more leeway, more freedom. But when it comes to user experience, you know what that is? UX. When it comes to user experience, even the UI, Apple is unmatched. It's not even close. Androids are clunky. You don't really know how to use them. It's like there's so much stuff that an Android could do that you can't even access because like you don't know how. But when it comes to Apple, they just make everything they make everything way easier. It's like they know exactly what we want and they put it on their phone.
It's the M1 model or something. I use it to edit some videos, as well as AirPods. I have AirPod Pros and I have AirPod Maxes. AirPod Pros are ridiculously expensive, and AirPod Maxes are almost $500, bro. If you think I paid full price for these, absolutely not. I was scrolling on Amazon one day and I saw that they were on sale for $200. That's over 50% off. If you're ever looking to buy AirPod Maxes, don't ever buy them at full price. It's not worth it.
No.
But if they're on sale for like
They're $700 Canadian.
Get them. They're really good. They do kind of look like alien UFOs on each of your ears though, so that's something that may drive you away from it. The AirPod Pros are also really good. In fact,
AirPod
this is
Pros are
the
amazing.
first pair of AirPods that I bought that weren't fake $20 ones from China. The quality of fake ones honestly were pretty good, but once I went to the real ones, I couldn't go back to it. The sound quality really is that big of a difference.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's really very
I've
good.
ranted
And the
about
noise
prices for
canceling,
long enough,
the
so let's move on to
transparency
something
mode.
else.
So, you could have your AirPods connected to two different phones or your laptop or your MacBook, and like you'll start playing sound on your MacBook. It's gonna connect to your MacBook automatically. And then you start playing something on your phone. It's gonna connect to your phone automatically. You're switching between devices like that without even saying nothing, without doing nothing. That's futuristic. People don't understand how futuristic that is. It's like magic. It's like how do you even know, right? Those are the little tiny things that Apple does that enhances significantly the user experience.
Like I just complained about, Apple's quite expensive, and about 10 years ago, yeah, that would be earned because every single new Apple product or iPhone that would release, something new would change. There would be a completely different upgrade that would boost it into the stratosphere. But nowadays, with the amount of, or rather lack thereof, changes we're getting, I still don't understand why they are releasing a new iPhone every single year. Like,
Yes, I have an iPhone 12. A 12 Pro, which works so amazingly fine. Still works perfectly. I could keep this phone for another 5 years, no joke. Let's see how long I keep this iPhone 12 Pro for. But yeah, he's definitely right about that, man. He's definitely right about that. There's not big changes that happen every year. Very, very small changes. That's why nobody buys the new phone every year. Some people do that. That's like a collector's thing. That's like a fan thing. That's I don't really see no problem with that if that's the type of lifestyle you want to live. But if you just want if you want a phone to use the phone for its uses, then you're not buying the phone every year. That's ridiculous, bro. Spending $1,000 every year on a new phone for minimal changes, for minimal upgrades. Imagine the camera. We're now at a point where all the iPhones film 4K video 60 frames per second. I think they even film 120 frames per second now. So you don't need all the new phone every year. Not at all. I've had this phone for 3 years now.
Like they do with Call of Duty. There is nothing that ever changes in between phone models. The world is not going to stop spinning if they skip out on one single iPhone release, bro.
But it's obviously for the company. It's a financial thing, right? It's a financial thing. They need to drop a new phone every year to be able to make more phones and better phones. It's a financial thing. So this goes back to like our first question. Is the price justifiable? If that's how much it costs to make these beautiful phones, then it is justifiable.
And come on, what changes do they even add? Oh, the camera positioning? Oh, thank God they changed the position of the iPhone camera because, man, if it weren't for that, I think North Korea would have just gone ape shit. Yeah, literally nobody is fucking thinking that, except for maybe the diehard Apple bros on r/Apple. The way that these Redditors act when it comes to a new Apple release is ridiculous, especially when it comes to iPhones. It doesn't matter how minimal the changes, you can always count on these people to buy the new iPhone model. You remember Apple's $3.5 trillion worth? Yeah, 95% of...
I mean, I invest in Apple because I have an iPhone, right? I bought Apple stocks. And I think that's perfectly fine because Apple is here to stay. Apple is not going to fall off anytime soon. I hope everyone knows this. There are certain companies in the world that aren't falling off, man. Microsoft is not falling off. Apple is not falling off. Nvidia is not falling off. Nobody's beating Nvidia. You know what I mean?
Of it are these fucking Redditors, bro. The iPhone is so slow when it comes to actual technical updates. When the iPhone 15 came out in 2022, that was the first model where they implemented USB-C charging. Hey,
because they had no
what?
choice.
Literally every other phone started doing that like 7 years ago. Get with the program. The thing is, it's not that Apple didn't have the technology or the money to do so. No, they very well knew how to. They just want to keep people within their little bubble. And while we're already on this topic, I feel it's necessary to talk about the text bubbles. Oh my god, why are Android group chats green? Oh, I know why. Maybe because Apple's a selfish company who just wants people to feel left out in order to hope that they buy into their product.
It could be. It could be. And watching this video now, I literally just made up a new idea of why that is. I mean, it's good to know. It's good to know when you're texting someone with iMessage, right? Because now you could play games, you know what to send to them and things like that. I don't know, man. I think it's just for just to know how much can you interact with the other person that you're texting. But the ugly green though, Like they could have maybe just kept everything blue and just said like, oh, this is not an iPhone, this is not iMessage or something like that. So it was definitely a little ecosystem ruse. But then again, can you really blame them?
Yeah, that makes a little more sense, doesn't it? What has my personal experience with Apple been? Well, the first iPhone that I ever got was an iPhone SE. Up until this point, I had been with Android for my entire life.
Oh, so he's been with Android. Okay, so he's qualified.
Hey,
you're certified.
And start using iOS. My thoughts were, I thought it was a pretty good phone. I liked it. I wasn't a big fan of how tiny the screen was. Bro, no joke, my index finger was larger than the screen of that phone.
The SE is very small.
I upgraded to the iPhone 6, and real quick, I feel like it's necessary to mention that the first two phones I had been given, the iPhone SE and the iPhone 6, were actually given to me by my uncle. So I wasn't paying any money on these devices because they were gifted to me. Let me tell you, man, I used that iPhone 6 like there was no tomorrow. I used it until it was practically unusable.
Yeah, the iPhone 6 is largely known as the best iPhone that was ever released. I started with the iPhone 6 also. I actually still have it. I still have it. I still have my iPhone 6. Imagine. It's not cracked, it's not broken, nothing. So he got a good start in the Apple game.
Anymore. I remember I wasn't even able to charge it at one point because within 25 minutes it would actually start burning my hand if I went to touch it. After this, I'm preparing to buy my first iPhone. I knew that they were expensive, but I didn't know an exact price range. I'm a 16-year-old. I just got my first retail job, so I go to my local T-Mobile expecting to drop no more than $300. Like, it can't be more than $300, right? $700. $700 for the base iPhone 11. For someone who was 16
didn't do no research.
That was an insane amount of money, and it still is. That's cheap.
Just went to the store to buy a phone. Who does that?
The brand new base model of the iPhone 16 cost $800. I ended up financing my iPhone 11. It lasted me forever. I loved that phone. Unfortunately, I did break it like a month after my financing plan was over. So I ended up needing to buy a new one, which is the one I still have to this day, and it's the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I love this phone.
Max, good.
I truly don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon. I'm willing to bet this phone still has another 3-4 years of life left in it. It's really good. Anyways, probably. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rant about Apple for a solid 8.
That's it for the video. Are you Android? Are you iPhone? Are you Apple? Are you Windows? What do you use? Whatever you use, you're not wrong. Because there are different options in this world for different people. That's the point of the world, is to be allowed to choose for whatever fits our nature, choose whatever we want. Thank you for watching. Did you like the video? Did you not like the video? If you did, leave a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.